All right, cheers and salutations. My name is Kit Cabello. I'm the host of Hard Lens Media. I am joined here today with my colleague and special guest co-host, Keaton Weiss from Due Dissidents. Keaton, thank you so much for taking time out of your day for joining me. I think we were all kind of caught off guard as we were carrying on with the rest of our Saturday evening, early evening, with the news coming in that there was shots fired at presidential candidate and Republican nominee Donald Trump. Keaton, how you doing, my friend?
Well, what a day. First of all, thanks for inviting me, my friend. Always good to see you.
Yes, it is. I wish it was under better circumstances, though, because this is something that I am really against. I might have my differences of opinions with Donald Trump, but this is not good. But anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off. I wish it was under better circumstances. That's how I feel.
Yeah, well, yes. I second that. It's crazy. My wife Amanda and I were out on our last dinner date for a while because we got our new baby coming any day now. So we dropped the kids off at the in-laws and we were out getting something to eat. And I told her, I said, it's kind of strange because, we have our show every Sunday night. Mm-hmm. And, we usually start putting it together around this time Saturday. And I told her, no lie, I said, this feels like the first kind of slow news weekend in a while. That's literally
big mistake.
Yeah,
big mistake.
So maybe I'm sorry if I jinxed it. Sorry if I brought something on, but I literally said this seems because everything's been so crazy lately, and Biden campaign's kind of in limbo now after the press conference wasn't as disastrous as people thought, and so I said things are kind of slow, and then a few minutes later,
yes,
boom.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, look, I mean, what I would say, and I'm going to say a lot of this tomorrow, so forgive me to whoever hears this twice, because I know we share a good amount of audience, but
yes,
we live in a horrible country. This is not a good country. This is a bad country. This is a country where you have to fight with insurance companies to get the health care you need. This is a country where the number one cause of bankruptcy is medical debts. This is a country whose Democratic administration is funding the mass slaughter of innocent men, women, and children in Gaza now. This is a country that allows corporations like BlackRock and Vanguard to buy up huge percentages of the housing supply so that people cannot afford homes. I don't have to run down the list. The point is, this is a bad place not because of Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. So to whoever out there feels like Donald Trump is the cause of this country's problems to the point where they would feel it necessary to take an action like this, and don't get me wrong, obviously something like this is not justified even if he were the cause of the country's problems. But I'm saying to someone out there who is so deluded as to feel like this country's number one problem is and has been for this past decade Donald Trump, you're just a fucking child. You're just a fucking child. And I'm sick of these fucking people. And now you put us in a place where all your bullshit about January 6th and Project 2025 and
I don't
fascism,
even care about that. Yeah.
No one's going to take you seriously ever again.
No,
ever
and no one shouldn't.
Again, and no one should. And as for this election, talk about look, Biden may as well stay in the race now because this election is on ice. It is over. It is over as over gets. There is not a chance in hell Donald Trump loses this election right now, no matter what happens between now and November.
I actually want to play something here real quick. I'm not going to play the video of him getting, well, at least where there's more visceral of it, but this image right here, to the liberals who are afraid. Now, again, we don't know fully the full story yet. This is still developing, but let's say hypothetically right now, again, we don't know what really happened. He's been nicked in the ear as reports are coming in that he is stating that he is fine. But if you want to make him into a martyr, whoever thinks that Donald Trump is the end-all be-all problem, congratulations. Not only have you rallied his base, you have made them unstoppable. And no, this is not an endorsement of Trump. This is a correct political analysis, and we've seen this done throughout all of history, from antiquity up until now. You have a strong candidate that's very popular, that kept his political base together, unlike the Democrats, unlike AOC and the progressives and Bernie Sanders, Trump kept his movement together. Now it is, under my opinion, and I guess for right now, Keenan, I don't want to speak for you or do dissidence, but yeah, Trump has this in the bag. Are you telling me that Trump supporters or those who are adjacent or leaning on the fence aren't going to turn out to vote after something like this?
Trump is now the anti-Civil War candidate. Think about that. Think
Right
about
here.
that. Think about that. Trump
fits.
is now the anti-Civil War candidate. You have made him the peace candidate. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought Trump was going to incite an insurrection. Trump and his supporters were going to overthrow the government. You have now flipped the script in that way.
Yep.
To the point where this is now shaping up to be probably a bigger landslide than 2008. Probably the biggest since the Reagan-Mondale. I don't know if it'll get to that level.
I think actually, you know what? No, I think it will
headed.
get. I think it will get to that. With Reagan winning in an absolute landslide, it is, in my opinion, that I believe that the analysis is correct. Watching this, I couldn't help but get enraged after seeing this because, look, I can have my differences with Trump supporters or libertarians or Greens or socialists. That doesn't mean I'm going to attack them. Yes, that even means you liberals. I'm okay with being challenged critically and speaking with different people. But this right here, it tells me without a shadow of a doubt that there are mentally unhinged people. No, not Trump supporters. And yes, there are some crazy Trump supporters. I get that. But there are so many liberals that are trying to turn Trump into what? Hitler 2.0? This man and Hitler have nothing in common. And I'm getting real sick and tired of people saying our democracy, our democracy. We live in a constitutional republic here, people. A constitutional republic that practices, in quote, democratic values, which sounds asinine because we're an oligarchy. Now, I don't know what many people are saying right now, at least in the liberal circles, but you guys should be collectively crapping your pants. And I have no idea what this means for the DNC convention in August and what's going to come out from this. Democrats, whoever did this did you a huge disfavor because, again, this image right here, are you telling me this is not going to be shared all over social media? Are you telling me this is not going to inspire Trump and his people to do everything they can to turn out the vote? Because
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, what I also want to point out here, too, and this is very concerning to me, and I don't care where anyone stands politically, and I will, maybe you can expand on this a little bit more. But look, the United States does not have a clean record of election integrity. And right now, everyone needs to know their rights as a voter, no matter where you stand politically, so that, you when you cast your vote to vote on election night, it is counted for and you are not being denied that right to vote. Because if they're trying to do everything they can to suppress Donald Trump, I mean, this is not going to work. And you have cemented his name, his image forever in human history. At first, I thought like he's got it. Now he's earned it, especially with this image right here. Take it away, Keaton.
Well, I mean, this is perhaps the most, and, this is not an exaggeration in my view. We're doing this off the cuff, but I can't think of a more iconic image since the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I cannot think of a more iconic photograph in over 20 years. Freddie G, I have his comment here, or her comment, whoever you are. Mm-hmm. They posted in the chat, Trump is the unifying force now. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Trump is now the candidate against civil war. I mean, that's what his candidacy represents now. Trump's candidacy now represents unity because of this. And
go ahead.
There's just no walking it back. There's no undoing it. This was an assassination attempt against a former president and a presidential candidate. I mean, this is a seismic event. A seismic event. And this is now going to hang over the entire campaign and his entire next 4 years. In real time, when you experience a thing, it's hard to put it in perspective because you're so close to it. But look at what just happened. Look at what just happened. This is nothing that can be undone. And it's just incredible how we got here. This is the result of the absolute dumbing down of the American public at the hands of the mainstream media. And
Precisely.
somebody tweeted out, I forget who this was because I've read too many tweets in the last few minutes to count, but somebody said, this is either the result of the media sowing division or more sinister, meaning some sort of deep state plot. And we don't know those details.
Right.
And we have to be very careful on streams like this when big things break because the misinformation bots are out there looking to nail you for something. So I will be very careful on my friend's channel not to get him in more trouble with the YouTube gods than he's already been in.
Oh, yeah, 9-time world heavyweight champion.
Exactly.
9 times.
So we don't know those details. We will not know those details for a bit. The Secret Service can be heard on the tape saying the shooter is down. That could mean the shooter was killed. We don't know that. We don't know the details, but at best, meaning absent any nefarious deep state plot, which I would not put past them, obviously. I don't think any of us do. This is the result of the dumbing down of this country to think that Donald Trump is the next Hitler. And my politics are not Donald Trump's politics. I've said that over and over again. I think our video library proves that. But the idea that he poses this kind of an existential threat that would provoke this kind of violent lashing out is a result of a relentless, hysterical misinformation campaign. Some of it coordinated, some of it not. Some of these are just incentives converging. As the great George Carlin said, you don't need an organized conspiracy when interests converge. But the people of this country have been deluded into thinking that this is the next Hitler. And at best, this is a result of that. At best, this is a result of that. And it's just a horrible shame that it's come to this. Now there's no turning back from it. So whoever did this or to whoever participated in the kind of hysteria that I just outlined, now you got Donald Trump for the next 4 years. So buckle up.
Not only that, not only has Donald Trump possibly, most likely, I just can't see how he could lose now. Not only has
now it's over. Come on, they got the convention this week.
Yeah, I exactly. Not only that, is it once he shows up there, and trust me, on it, I was actually thinking about driving out to Milwaukee and doing just a short live stream out there. Now I can only imagine how tight security is going to be. The thing is that we are seeing with Trump and this incident, and I want to read just an updated article from CNN. It's only a 2-minute read that came out surprisingly just a few short minutes ago. Former President Donald Trump was rushed off stage with blood on his ear and face after loud bangs during a Saturday evening rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. To the people of Pennsylvania in that area, please be safe. Trump fell to the ground, seemingly injured after the first pop of loud bangs. Screams could be heard coming from the onlookers as security personnel surrounded the former president and led him away from the lectern. Trump appeared to be yelling toward the crowd, and he could be seen pumping his fists in the air as he was whisked away. The Secret Service said in a statement that Trump is safe and that the incident is being investigated. An incident occurred the evening of July 13th at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures. Well, they should have been doing more. How does that happen? How does that happen? Joe Biden has not yet been briefed on the incident. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's like look, it's 6:30 p.m. right now. From what we have been told, that man's awake from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Even Red had a better work schedule from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Biden's not awake right now. They have to force him to be awake. A senior Trump advisor in Milwaukee told CNN the team is working to gather more information on the former president's condition. The advisor was heartened by Trump's gestures as he led off stage and from his SUV. We don't know his current condition, the advisor said. We pray he is okay. The story is updating with additional reporting, and I hope that Trump is okay because I don't want anything bad to happen to him because I don't want this country to go further down the abyss than it already has. Listen, to the diehard liberals who might be secretly praying for this, not only are you asinine about this, not only have been brainwashed about this, but we've been living with corrupt politicians. I live in Chicago, the most corrupt city in the United States. Once you add in Washington, D.C., it's number 2. I have seen my fair share of tyrants and dictators. We've had not one, but a father and son be mayor of this city for 20 plus years. Myself and Daniel, we have done reporting on aldermen here in the city of Chicago who have handed their seats down to relatives or children or good business associates. We have perfected feudalism, and it's all under the Democratic machine. I've seen my fair share of Republican politicians do the same thing. We have oligarchs. We have feudalistic lords. It's not Donald Trump who's the problem. We have neoliberal Republicans and neoliberal Democrats that have created this economic system of despair in which creates people like Trump. Now, the thing is, Trump didn't build the system. He didn't build the corporate media, but the corporate media did help contribute to all of us being divided, being scared, and being frightened of each other and our shadows and the idea of, oh, no, he's Hitler and we got to stop him. Let me just address to everyone who has always said, if I was alive during World War II, I would have fought the Nazis and hide the Jews. If I was alive during the Civil War era, I would have been a part of the Underground Railroad. No, you would not have been. You would not have done those things. Hell, you might have been indifferent. You would have been maybe following orders. Look at the modern world right now. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. How you would act in those eras is how you're acting now. So for all these people afraid of Trump, guess what? Go ahead, hide underneath your bed, hide in a closet, hide. Be afraid. If that's how you want to live life, be afraid. But Trump, once he walks away from this, just like how he said with that mugshot and all these other legal problems, once he walks away from this one too, he becomes A-OK. He's going to win with a landslide because people who are emotionally triggered, who are not serious people at all, have helped lay down the foundations for a second Trump presidency. So Democrats, corporate media, you created this mess. Now you got to live with it. Keaton, you want to take it away?
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I would second that. I was looking while you were talking there at some, to try and get some more information. There's stuff out there, but none of it I think is sourced to the point where I feel confident repeating it. There have been multiple claims made about the shooter, whether he's alive, whether he's dead. I mean, there's nothing we could really go off of now. So,
well, actually, I got something right here. You know what? And maybe it's in bad taste, but let me just say one thing. I won't be able to show maybe all of it in its entirety, maybe some of it, but hold on. This is from our good friend Jimmy Dore. That poster is going to go triple platinum. This is going to help Trump.
Yeah.
It's out there. So shout out to Jimmy Dore. The off chance you're watching this. But
we've been messaging back and forth since this happened.
Yeah. It has been rather a unfortunate series of events. And so looking at this for the aftermath of the debate and, you know, the whole talk about Biden's decline, his mental decline, has really probably caused a lot of people to wake up to reality as well. I know you guys that do Dissidents did a fantastic job breaking down that big boy press conference that Biden did, even though you guys showed up on time and he showed up an hour late.
That's right. He left us hanging.
Yeah, he left you hanging. I mean, how could he do that? But this is
he was having dinner at what's her name? You know whose house.
You know the guy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, something was happening. But anyways, I do hope that Donald Trump is safe. And I do hope that he will be able to recover. And no, that doesn't make me endorsing him or anything like that. It's just I respect him as a human being. And I don't listen. If you have to resort to violence to win, especially in a quote unquote democracy, a constitutional republic to be more precise, just to trigger the libs, then you are not a serious person. And I could have my disagreements. I've had so many people on this show, and you've had so many people on your show as well that you have disagreements with. But I don't see you threatening, or I haven't done it myself, walking down the street saying, I'm going to knock you out. This is absolute asinine behavior. And obviously the story is going to be developing and you guys are going to be covering it on Sunday.
Well, obviously, look, I mean, it's obviously completely out of bounds no matter what. And, you know, one of the things I also hope for now, is, you know, as much as obviously, you know, no fan of Joe Biden either, now you have to worry about retaliation.
Yes.
Right. And, you know, you pray it doesn't get to that point. Just period. I won't even say like, especially given this or that, but, you really have you really have nothing to fight for at this point. If you're the Trump team, you've won. You've
Yes.
won. This is over. This is over.
Mhm.
This would be like George Bush losing the election. If the election were held, if George Bush stood for re-election 2 months after 9/11, this would be like him losing at that point. It would not happen. It cannot happen. It can't. It's not going to happen. The next round of polls you see, I think, are going to be one-sided in a way we have not seen in many, many decades. Not many years, many decades.
Yeah.
Probably since the 90s, probably since Clinton, Dole, that's my guess. Because Biden was dead in the water anyway. Mm-hmm. And now this, you've made electing Trump the easy way out of civil war.
Yeah.
That's what you've done.
I think that's the safest bet in regards to making sure that doesn't happen. And for all those who would be foaming at the mouth, excited for the idea or the prospect for a civil war, who do you think you're going to be popping at? Who do you think you're going to be hurting? You're going to be hurting your fellow Americans. And do you think congressmen and women, U.S. senators or state governors are going to be on the front line with you? No, they won't.
What, you think you're the libs? What, you think you're going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
You're going to beat these people in a civil right. Yeah, sure.
Look, the thing is, do you want to know who's causing you problems? It's not the poor man on the street. It's not your neighbor. It's not your family member that you argue with at Thanksgiving. It's the man in the suit and tie and the gal wearing the business suit in Washington, D.C., implementing and passing neoliberal policies. Democrat and Republican politicians doing insider trading, getting rich, allowing corruption to run rampant. Those are the bad guys, the real bad guys. Those are the bad people. And I understand this country is divided, but if you let corporate media and the two-party system do this, you are giving them the satisfaction in knowing that you can be manipulated and future generations can be manipulated into hating each other. We are the United States of America, and we can be great. But in order to do that, we have to face the real truth, and that is the institutions that have been leading us are horribly corrupt. Even the Romans, controversial statement in a 3-2-1, had a little bit more integrity than this. And that's not saying much. Hell, Byzantium had more integrity. This is not right. The media, how it's owned by corporations, how it's owned by the business elite, and how they dictate what they want you to consume. They're not giving you the news. They're dictating stuff to you. And it's our job, Do Dissidents, INN, Jimmy Dore, Hardlands Media, RBN, everyone who's independent media, be you libertarian, green, conservative, progressive. It is now our social responsibility to read the quote-unquote news and sift through the lies in order to get to the truth. And the truth is, this country is very sick, and there are people who are mentally unhinged who are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Again, I want to play this video one more time because how is this not going to be iconic?
Well, there's that. Yes, obviously.
There's that.
And then there's this. I don't know if you want to let me share my screen here, but I'll show you the still.
Sure.
Because this is the one that's really getting out there. Is the still photo here?
Do you?
Yep.
Maybe you could private message me. Or there it is. Hold on, I could see it right there. Hang on.
Yep.
There it is. Yeah,
that's the one right there.
That's the one that's going.
So that's it.
Yep.
I mean, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Whoever.
What else is there to talk about?
Well, actually, I do right there. Whoever took that shot, that's a $1 billion photo shot right there. Whoever took that shot, I don't care who you are. That's $1 billion shot, forever cemented in American history. This is going to be taught to the next generation. This is going to be taught to so many people who will come after us, Keaton. Long gone, and when we are forgotten, this is going to be forever resonating. And what I do want to add to this though is what I do find funny. It's just add a little bit humor to this grim, dark situation. You said that you and your wife, you got a little kid on the way. Congratulations, all the best to you and your family. How you're going to have a nice dinner. And it's going to be a slow news weekend. Way to jinx us. However, you're not the only one that's done a jinx like that. In 2019, I was leaving for Japan to visit my mom and my relatives there, and I remember saying to my grandpa, like, "Hey, are you going to be okay?" And I kept on asking that, and he was like, "I'm going to be glad when you're gone, Kit." And he said to me, "Why?" I said to him, "Why?" And he said, "Because you'll stop asking me if I'm going to be okay." And then I called up Daniel a few times, and I asked him, "Hey, are you guys going to be okay running the show without me?" And Daniel's exact words were, "Kit, listen, it's Christmas of December of 2019, January 2020. What's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. It's going to be a slow month. Nothing of historic value is going to take place." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right, Daniel. It's January. What the hell could possibly go wrong?"
Yeah.
And then came 2020. So, hey, folks, my bad for jinxing 2020. So don't worry.
We thought we were going to be talking about Bernie Sanders' op-ed tomorrow. That's what we thought we were going to be talking about.
Oh, Bernie, why are you worried about that nutless wonder cuck? He's old news now. Tomorrow, you're going to be talking about this. Everyone's going to be talking about this. The Sunday news programs, I'm pretty sure they were all going to be talking about Biden and his mental decline. As it stands right now, there is an update, and that is Kamala Harris has just been briefed about it. And there was a person whose life was taken at the rally. So there was somebody who was hurt at the rally. And
besides the shooter, you're saying?
Yeah, besides the shooter, yes. So a rally attendee, deceased in incident at Trump rally.
Where are you seeing that? Who's reporting that?
This is on The Guardian right now.
That's The Guardian, okay.
The Guardian right now as we speak. So it is rather unfortunate about that, but this is going to be shared all over social media. But wait, hold on. There is one other update. There is some report from The Guardian indicating that Trump is okay, but he is being observed right now.
Yeah, campaign spokesman said he's fine. Yeah. That's what the CNN quote is. I got CNN live feed on mine. The shooter was, quote, neutralized. That usually means killed, but that's not what I read. I read neutralized. Let me see if I can find anything else.
I don't think there's anything else we can say until we get further confirmation. But I think it's important for us to address it because I think we could both universally agree that corporate media, fear propaganda, is causing people to lose their ability to think critically. This is Trump derangement syndrome, critical, I would call it. Critical instability, Trump derangement syndrome, where somebody thinks that they're going to be a hero. The definition of hero is a task from the gods, which means you do your task, but you don't make it at the end. That's the point of the Greek tragedies. All the heroes never make it in the end. They don't live great lives. They always die. That's the whole thing. And if you think that somehow you're going to save the day by doing some violence, did you ever consider that some of the greatest wars that ever happened was when somebody went after a world leader? Somehow the word, the name, the person, you might not have heard this guy, Archduke Ferdinand. Who would ever think the assassination of the Archduke of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire would cause a global war that would cost millions upon millions of lives all across the world? I mean, this is getting absolutely insane. So it's something that I just am enraged about, and it causes a lot of concern for me. I think it should cause concern for all of us.
Absolutely. This is people have been warning about this for a long time. People have been saying this is the trajectory we're on for a long time. And, it's horrible that this happened. But yeah, I mean, look, this is an empire that is unraveling. It's a country that is collapsing. We've been on this course for quite some time. And this is a real acceleration point. It's a real acceleration point. No other way to put it.
Yeah. I think that's all we can say right now. And I think that this has been at least our breakdown analysis of both Hardlands Media and Due Dissidents. What time will your live stream be happening tomorrow so the people are aware what's going on?
Same time as always, 7 o'clock Eastern.
7 o'clock Eastern. Folks, I encourage everyone, if you're not following Due Dissidents, please do so. Please be sure to hit that like button. We did get a couple of super chats here real quick, so let me just at least acknowledge that. Septon Patterson, somebody is trying to start a civil war. This is going to stir up a lot of turmoil in this country. Watch his poll numbers skyrocket afterwards. I'm not. How can I argue? That's a fact. The numbers will skyrocket. There's idiots that think this is a psyop. There probably is a psyop. Salvador, it was Dick Cheney. He thought Trump was a quail. Well, come on, let's be a little bit better here, folks. If you come at the king,
don't. And yeah, I will say this in advance of our stream tomorrow. These are the kind of events that get channels shut down if they say the wrong thing. So any wise ass super chats tomorrow that you're gonna send, save your money and don't send them because we're not gonna read them. Okay.
Let's see. Hold on. Aspen Fawn, if you come at the king, I hear you right there. Jay Tolbert, I wouldn't be surprised if that photo ends up on the front page of every newspaper tomorrow. Yeah, how can we argue? And also, Ballroom Blitz, you tipped $10. Thank you so much for your generosity. Also, we got some Rumble rant here. Let me acknowledge this. Thanks, Doc Terminus. Thanks for coming out on to do this. Very grateful for all the work, but especially in the moments like this, having Hard Lens Media and Due Dissidence is so valuable. And we also got CJ for Revolution. If there any point of the shite libs wasting a candidate at this point, they may as well watch the incumbent lose 47 states. Yeah, to any Democrat who thinks that they have a shot right now, good luck. No, save your dignity. Wait for another 4 years and then throw your hat in the ring. It's over.
I mean, at this point, Biden may as well just stay in. Fuck it. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at this point. It's moot.
Exactly. And to the attendees, family who lost a loved one, we do send our condolences. This is not right.
Obviously, yes.
Very sorry for your loss. And I do hope that, clear heads do prevail. Any other final note before we end this segment, my friend?
No. Thank you very much for reaching out. Always good to see you. Thanks for making me part of this. We will have more tomorrow on our end.
Absolutely, as we should. And we'll be talking about the aftermath of this Monday morning, 9 a.m. Central on Hard Lens Media, YouTube, Rumble, Rockfin, Odyssey, and Kick. Everyone, please take good care of yourselves and each other. And now more than ever, let us all do what we can to build a better future. Peace to you guys. And I got some music from Jett, and maybe this is a song that's very apropos for what we're going through. Peace, everybody. Take care. Thank you, Keaton.
Thank you, friends.
SWAT team took your neighbor today. Watch them as they walked him away. You told yourself extremists come in all different shapes. Met his eyes and lowered your gaze. Is it too late for us to ever change? We are collecting the dust of better days. They're always watching us, but we're never safe. We're not meant to be safe, not meant to escape. We aren't meant to wake. The sheriff stopped your daughter today. Pepper sprayed her twice in the face. He must have had good reason if he'd treat her that way. At least that's what they've taught you to say. But is it too late for us to ever change? Once we're collecting the dust of better days, and they're always watching us, but we're never safe. We're not meant to feel safe, not meant to escape. We aren't meant to wake. Feds arrived and had you detained. Said you'd made some posts they unchanged. Tased you till you felt like you'd forgotten your name, or life before they had you contained. Oh, life before they had you contained. SWAT team took your neighbor today.